Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Sunday morning. Glenn Kellaway from the basement. From the basement on location. Um, Today, as Sunday, I usually do my weekly wrap, my random album pull from my collection. But my collection is 1,500 miles away, and I can't reach. So I'm going to use my daughter's collection. She's got a vinyl collection. I'm probably going to pull albums that I have no frickin' idea what they are, so this might be funny. We'll see how far the apple falls from the tree. So give me a minute to go back there and grab some records, and I shall return. Okay. I just pulled 12 pieces of vinyl. Let's see what they are. Like I said, let's see how far the apple falls from the tree. Look at this. The Essential Bob Dylan. Hasn't even opened it. So, how long ago was that now? A year and a half ago, maybe. My daughter was working an event in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I decided to go down and spend a few days with her and take advantage and go to the Bob Dylan Museum. Met up. We ended up at a vinyl community meetup with my good friends Randall Nelson and Steve from A is for Alice, B is for Bob. We had a great frickin' time. Went to the Dylan Museum and the Woody Guthrie Center and just had a blast. And really, my daughter's, I mean, she's aware of Dylan, but this is really her first big taste. And I think she bought this album afterwards. Might even have bought it there. No, Bright Light Books she bought it at in thing. But this has pretty much everything you'd need as a casual Dylan fan. Blowing in the Wind, Don't Think Twice, It's All Right, Times They Are Changing, It Ain't Me, Babe, Mr. Tambourine Man, Homesick Blues, Like a Rolling Stone, Positively Forced. I mean, this just goes on and on with great fucking songs. Excuse my language. And the GOAT, Bob Dylan. Love it. What a start. What a start. Wonder why she's never played that. I got to question her. Oh, here we go. Michael Jackson Thriller. Who doesn't know this album or isn't aware of this album, hasn't heard this album, even if you're not a Michael Jackson fan? I got a lot of respect for this record and the records he was making back then. My daughters were huge fans. And this album was just a monster. Of course, we got Beat It and Billie Jean. Um, Crazy, crazy album. The Girl Is Mine with Paul McCartney. Oh, Paul. Sometimes you just disappoint me. Anyway, produced by the great Quincy Jones, who we just lost recently. Michael Jackson. Wow. Amazing. Rolling Stones. Now, some of these albums belong to my son-in-law, Daryl. I think the ones I'm going to pull out are, some of them are. This might be Daryl's. Rolling Stones, Hot Rocks. I know my daughter's a big fan of comps and greatest hits albums. And this is one of the best comps ever. This is one I had when I was a kid, I think. I don't know when this came out. 72 or something like that. I guess I wasn't so much of a kid. I was 19 years old. Anyway, rocks are 64 to 71. All the early stuff. Time is on my side. Heart of stone. Play with fire. Satisfaction as tears go by, which was a big hit for Marianne Faithfull, who we just lost recently. Get Off of My Cloud, one of my favorite Stone songs. And then the classic era was Street Fighting Man, Sympathy for the Devil, Honky Tonk Woman, Gimme Shelter, Ramblin', Midnight Rambler, You Can't Always Get What You Want, Brown Sugar, Wild Horses, great Stones comp. So far, so good. Now, I see the next one coming up here is my daughter and my favorite Canadian band. My daughter worked with this band for a while, doing some photography for them and that, and we go see them every chance we get. This was a Record Store Day exclusive in Canada. It looks like the Live at Leeds cover. Lowest of the Low live at Lee's. Lee's Palace is a great club in Toronto. This is a EP with two great songs on it called Bleed a Little While Tonight and Pamphleteer. Recorded Lee's Palace, December 2019. Great band. Great EP. If I remember correctly, I picked that up for her. Look at this, the GOAT. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, the greatest album ever made. That's it, man. This is a stereo. I get the feeling this might be on the Capitol Swirl, maybe. We'll see. No, it's Orange Capitol. It's sometime in the 70s, I believe this issue is. But I don't have to say too much about Sgt. Pepper. We know how I feel about Sgt. Pepper. Never been a finer album ever made. Eric Clapton. This is pretty good here today. Eric Clapton, 461 Ocean Boulevard. This is one of his, I think, most popular albums. Probably Slow Hand was his biggest one. But this was a pretty good album. It had I Shot the Sheriff on it, I believe. Let It Grow was a great track. Motherless Children starts it off. Give Me Strength, Willie and the Hand Jive. Yeah, I Shot the Sheriff. Yeah, freaking pretty good album from EC back in the day. Wow, this is pretty good, man. I taught her good. Beatles, Let It Be. How's that? This is, I wonder what issue this is. Interesting. An original Beatles album on the Apple label. Very heavy vinyl. Interesting. I wonder if that's like a first pressing. It looks like it is. Oh my God. This has turned out to be quite the deal. I think I pull better records at my daughter's place than I do at mine. You don't get all the weird crap like you do at my house. I swear to God, I didn't know what I was pulling. Zappa, Shake Your Booty. You know I'm a huge Zappa fan, but if you know me, you also know I'm not a huge fan of Shake Your Booty and Joe's Garage. I find them kind of, I don't know. The playing on them is great. It's just the songs I don't, like Broken Hearts Are for Assholes and Bobby Brown, but Dancing Fool's a good song. Yo Mama. I should really give this album a listen one day. I don't have this on vinyl myself. I've just got it on CD. It's pretty interesting. Very cool. Zappa. Next. Oh my God, now we're really pulling stuff. This is one of my favorite albums. I turned Larry Graves onto this on one of our exchanges, and this album is really hard to find. Steve Earle, Washington Square Serenade. That's probably an $80 record right there. Fantastic record. If you've never heard this, Don't be scared. It's not country. Um, it's pretty cool. Check it out. I don't know anything about this band. Have heard of them. Gaslight Anthem. Here's one I don't know anything about. I've heard good things about them. Anybody who wants, this is on blue colored vinyl. So this is the first one I pulled that I don't have a clue about. Next. Now this was a huge record and I've never heard a second of it, ever. But I'm more than aware of it because it was a giant album. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Fantastic album from, what's her, Lauryn Hill. I thought her name was something else for some reason. I don't know what to say about it. It's still sealed. So, yeah. And Jack White. I like Jack White. This one is Blunderbuss. Blunderbuss is not my favorite Jack White album. It's kind of... it's okay. I should give it another listen. Hasn't listened to this for a long time, but I do really appreciate Jack White. I got to see him live a couple of years ago, and he was really good. There was another album that came out from Jack White just before this or just after this that it played backwards, meaning you started the record from the label side and it played out to the start of the vinyl. And when I bought it, I wasn't aware of that. And I put the record on the way you'd normally put a record on, and it kept bouncing off. It would play like 2 seconds, I'd hear, I thought, I got a defective record, what a piss off. And then somehow somebody said to me, you dumb bastard, it plays inside out. So anyway, this was kind of fun. Yeah, well, if you go to my Instagram page, yesterday we went to this place called it's called Apopka Wildlife Drive. It's free. It's a wildlife area. It's sanctuary for birds and a natural habitat for alligators. And you just drive into this road, and the road is really narrow, like one way. You can only go one way until you've driven the whole area, which is massive. And it's all just swampland and water and this road that runs in between it. And the birds are absolutely beautiful. The alligators, saw one and thought, we saw an alligator. You'll see 1,000 alligators. This is incredible. Like it was amazing. It probably took us 2 hours to drive through, but just incredible. If you go to my Instagram page, Glenn Kellaway from the basement, check out my latest post. I've got 4 pictures up there that are really incredible. That's it. Everyone have a great Sunday. I'm going to have a relaxing day. Tomorrow I'm going to go back to Bright Light Books, spend my $40 credit, and get some more CDs to show you. So take care. Have a great one.